While New Orleans is one of the most iconic historic cities in the state of Louisiana, St. Bernard Parish is New Orleans' most historic neighbor. Settled more than 200 years ago by French planters, Spanish colonists, and a mix of other unique cultures, St. Bernard has always played a crucial role in the shaping of New Orleans and continues to do so today.
This is St. Bernard Parish, New Orleans' historical neighbor, but a place rich in its own history and traditions. A place of safe communities and good schools. A place of family and festivals, food, fishing, and fun. Some people call it the parish. Me, I just call it home. But whether you live here or just visiting, it'll make you feel at home.
Preserving the rich heritage of its people, St. Bernard Parish preserves many of New Orleans' most historic places, monuments, and locations. From battles and brigades to muskets and majesty, St. Bernard is a prime destination for history in the Gulf South.
I know all of you have heard of the Acadians, the Cajuns, but how many of you have heard of the Isleños? Come and visit our Isleño Museum complex, where we have two beautiful historic museums. Stroll down our village lane and be taken back in time. Walk our nature trail and experience the beauty of the flora of Louisiana.
The historic Old Araby neighborhood districts are often the first stop for guests. The dense streetscape is lined with architectural styles such as East Lake, Italianate, Edwardian, and Craftsman. It is typical of 19th century New Orleans, and for good reason, as the first several blocks were considered part of the city until it was annexed by St. Bernard in the late 1800s. Just beyond the Araby community is the Chalmette battlefield where the Battle of New Orleans was fought at the end of the War of 1812. The grounds reveal a cold and gritty engagement between American General Andrew Jackson and his British counterpart General Edward Pakenham. It is no surprise that St. Bernard Parish was the front line in the protection of the beloved New Orleans.
I'm standing in the spot here where a British army was repelled by the American forces in January of 1815. There's a lot to see and do here today. There is an obelisk, a monument. You can climb to the top of the steps and see a panoramic view of the surrounding area. Beside that is a visitor center. Inside there you'll see films and dynamic exhibits, light up maps and the uniforms and the actual artifacts, the muskets and bayonets held by the soldiers here.
After visiting the Chalmette battlefield, head on over to Tourist Park, one of the best places to picnic and bring the family for an enjoyable experience. Next to the park is the Singer Center, which hosts many concerts and events. As a community that values recreation, St. Bernard Parish features several parks and sports opportunities for kids of all ages. The 33-acre Valerie Sports Complex is a facility featuring 8 ball fields and offers everything that is needed to host baseball tournaments.
St. Bernard Valerie Complex offers youth and high school baseball/softball fields. Our multi-purpose building is designed to host a variety of events. We host over 40 tournaments a year, including 2 state tournaments.
Journey further down San Bernardino Scenic Byway at night or during the day and witness an oasis. Travel by vehicle back in time and past the Dennis D. LaRonda House. Travel a little further ancient oaks and fragrant magnolias, or venture a little further down the road and watch the ships rolling on the scenic Mississippi River bank.
This is Dockville Farm, located on the scenic byways in St. Bernard Parish, one of the many great places to see in St. Bernard Parish. There's also the Isleños Museum, the historic fishing villages down in Hopedale and Delacroix, as well as the battlefield where a lot of the Battle of New Orleans took place. In Old Araby, there's the Sugar Museum and Domino Sugar. Here at Dockville Farm, we have 132 acres that's been designated for community and educational purposes. We host a myriad of events here, including Blues in the Parish Festival, Art in April, and the Calling at Home Festival.
Not all guests to New Orleans spend their nights living large in the French Quarter. The St. Bernard State Park is a quiet gem on the Mississippi Flyway route, with a network of trails through several habitat types. It is the perfect location for spotting migratory birds and other waterfowl that stop over for a rest and meal before continuing their trip south.
This state park is right in the middle of the Mississippi Flyway, which is the greatest bird migratory route on the North American continent. Not only do waterfowl overwinter here, but also neotropical migrants, which are so beautiful, including the bunting and warblers, and all other birds of that sort can be seen right here in this park as they move from this continent, North America, to Central and South America and return.
The Bayou Terre Expo was the focal point for the earliest settlements of the parish and the location for the first courthouse. Over the years, the historic Beauregard Courthouse has been home to 3 different courthouses, a school, and now a community facility.
The St. Bernard Parish Historic Courthouse is one of the most beautiful buildings in the greater New Orleans area. The second floor is available for weddings, receptions, and other special events. The St. Bernard Parish Historic Courthouse is one of the most beautiful buildings in the greater New Orleans area. The Historic Courthouse second floor is available for weddings, receptions, and other special events.
New Orleans is often thought of as a French city, when in fact it was held by the Spanish for 38 of the 40 years prior to the Louisiana Purchase, during which time colonists from the Canary Islands settled the marshes and wetlands of St. Bernard Parish, cultivating sugarcane plantations, fishing, fur trapping, and growing vegetables for the city. Today, the Los Islenos Museum Complex is dedicated to preserving and interpreting the heritage and traditions of the Islenos.
Our people are very welcoming. They are delighted to receive guests from Spain, Europe, and the world over. They are very proud of their identity, and they share that identity happily with all those who come to visit this community.
Much like the city of New Orleans, the communities of St. Bernard were united in their Catholic faith. The St. Bernard Catholic Church was the first church established downriver from New Orleans in the Mississippi River corridor, built facing its historic 1780s cemetery across the Bayou Terre Expo. The fishing and fur trapping of the Islenos thrived due to the sweetwater marshes, a mix of salt water from the Gulf of Mexico with the fresh water of the Mississippi River, its bayous, and small lakes. Just minutes from the French Quarter, recreational and commercial fishermen alike catch some of the best seafood in the world, including redfish, drum, speckled trout, shrimp, crabs, and oysters.
St. Bernard is over 225 years old. It has the best seafood to offer in the world, and our recreational fishing is just phenomenal. You know, when you come down to St. Bernard Parish, you're in God's country. You know, we have probably 35 or 40 of the best charter captains that money could buy. Take you out for a day, take you fishing, take your family fishing, something that you'd never forget. You want to come on down to Shell Beach, you want to go to Hopedale, you want to go to Delacroix, Reggio, you want to go fishing out of Bayou Avenue. We all have great things to offer. You know, these places been around a long time. We've got very knowledgeable people in this parish that tell you where to go, you know, where to biting. If you want to come fishing, you know, you want to come buy seafood, you know, we got local docks right here on our bayous. You can come here and buy whatever you wanted. You get your shrimp, you can get your crabs, you can get your oysters, our speckled trout, our redfish. You know, we're bar none the best in the world. So, you know, you can't go anywhere and find fishing as good as it is here. I love this parish. I'm born and raised in it, and I'm going to die in it.
Abundant seafood is at the core of the St. Bernard culinary experience.
From authentic Sicilian served in generous portions to Cajun Creole specialties featuring local seafood. Pull up a seat to a table of classic home cooking based on special family recipes, or settle in for fine dining creations found only in St. Bernard.
From battlefields and bayous to menus and marshes, St. Bernard is a prime destination for adventure in the Gulf South.